Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Happy Devils Sunday!
In unison, buddy. Way to go on that one.
Yeah.
Woo,
See, we're happy.
boy.
Whenever we lose, Sam Wu goes into news reporter, Sam, and he's like, Happy Devil Sunday.
Happy
This is
Devil
us
Sunday.
here at the Let's Go Devils pocket. You ever remember those
And then he taps.
Remember like the Tom Brokaw impressions on SNL? Hello.
Yeah,
This
hello.
is Sam Wu. Welcome to the Let's Go Devils podcast. We love
Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Oh,
He's hitting us
very
with
good.
sound effects. That's what
Yeah.
he's doing right now. He doesn't
So
want to
he's-
talk,
he's-
so he's hitting us with
he's
sound
tapping
effects.
the papers. He taps the papers on the desk. You know, like they always like shuffled up the papers. And I go, and in this week's news. Well, yeah, we should be happy, buddy. First of all, we have
Yeah.
a lot of people to
Oh,
say.
look at him. Someone's going Mr. Producer over there, I hear, with the soundboard. No, but before
lot of
we
people
get
to-
underway here, we do need to thank everyone over this past weekend. What an incredible time down there in Florida, especially in Tampa Bay with the big victory, but also the man, the myth, the legend, the enforcer of the Let's Go Devils podcast, Ken Danico, stopping by for a big interview on Game Day Live. The Sandbar, Andrew, big horns up to Andrew at the Sandbar in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Big Devils fan. Go to the Sandbar, hang out, watch the games, watch any NHL game. They got the whole package. Go check out the bar. It's a cool place. We did Devils After Dark from there. We did Game Day Live from there. But all the fans, too, across Florida, we want to try and make this an annual trip. Thanks to the good graces and hospitality shown to us by the Tampa Bay Lightning. So a big horns up to them as well for having us down there in Thunder Alley, letting us set up the tents, having Dano come by, having a whole bunch of Rowdy Devils fans from Jersey come by. It was really, really good times. Game Day Live, Devils After Dark, down there in Florida. Thank you so much. Dano, Andrew, Sandbar, go check it out. Cocoa Beach.
Heck yeah, dude. And they flew a plane with Sam Wu's name and a banner. That's one. You want to really make an impression. that's one way to make an impression. You do it like the old Jersey Shore style with the banner flying behind the plane, and it had good news on it. It said welcome. It didn't say like get out of town, Sam Wu. We don't want you.
Yeah, usually it's like, have you seen this man? And then it's a picture of Sam, and then it's usually a warning sign that Sam is in the area. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
a really
cool.
nice touch.
And I got to say, watching the broadcast and everything like that, just seeing how many Devil fans are down there and how they come out and they celebrate and they have fun and they party and they want to have a good time. That bar, I was jealous, man. I wanted to go down to the sandbar if I could have jumped into my own private jet, which one day, if we sell enough T-shirts, a million of them, we will. But just seeing the atmosphere, it looked like a lot of fun. That's what I'm saying, dude. Hey, we have our own atmosphere up here at the Rock when we have our live shows over at the Taj across from the Prudential Center every game. So hopefully we can start getting some, some repping over there, because I tell you what, Florida does it right. Planes flying over, people showing up in droves. I mean, it's crazy.
Yes.
All right, but hey,
oh boy,
big news.
Let's not get planes flying over Newark. There's enough planes over there already. I can only imagine how fast we would be arrested if we had some planes flying over Newark. But that would be quite the stunt there. But yeah. So what are we talking about here, Mr. Beer Baron? Nice to see you.
Well, buddy,
back.
Good to see you as
back
well.
From your trips and all.
Oh no, I was here last week. You don't remember, eh?
Oh, you were?
Yeah. They're very forgettable.
Oh.
Anyways, so we want to say a big birthday shout out to Mr. Andre the Beast Johnson. That's right, folks. Andre Johnson breaking down the left sidelines, and he's got one over the middle, and now he's going to take it to the house. Happy birthday to former Texans receiver, now Devils winger, Andre Johnson. Just got to say.
You mean Andreas? Don't call me Andre Johnson. Janssen?
Yeah, whatever. So I know we went on talking. You talked about the Lightning game.
Big happy birthday to him.
Yeah, big happy birthday.
Been a hell of a player so far this year. He's been great.
Like apples and oranges. Apples and oranges.
Oh yeah.
Like Johnson and Janssen.
I'm glad he didn't go to the Kraken. Tell you the truth, not that we don't miss our buddy Nathan Bastian, but Andreas, don't call me former Houston Texans wide receiver Andre Janssen is having quite the year for him. It's right up there, time points lead on the team.
Yeah, and all of us kind of called it wrong, and we were like, "Get this bum out of here!" And listen, hey, we already talked about it. We apologize. You don't have to send anybody to go punch Scott in the face. It's all good. We're all good.
It's all good.
But yeah, dude, watching that game, I have to tell you, that was one of the better games I've seen in a long time. And for multiple reasons, obviously coming back and winning the way they did against the team that they did, the way that they won. But before we get to that,
some people were calling it a statement game. When we were doing Devils After Dark, I think it was our boy Benji on Facebook Live. He said team's gonna remember this as a statement game, and coming back, scoring 4 goals. What was the stat? I think the Lightning were 30-0 in the past 2 or 3 seasons when they've been leading after 2 periods like that by 2 goals or more or something. It was ridiculous. But we talked about it. It's a different team now.
Yeah, and before we dive deeper into that game, because there's a lot of things that I would like to talk about. The Devils coming off of that disappointing loss to the Rangers, but even in that game, kind of clawing their way to get that point and to get into overtime and to get to the to the shootout with Zaka scoring that late goal, and then they just finding a way. Then they go to Florida. Spencer Knight basically stands on his head and has one hell of a game. 4-1. I mean, there's that game. It felt like it got away from him pretty quickly, and it just wasn't their night. And that's what happens. The Devils were in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
actually, I need to double check that because my math might be wrong. But
Well, winless streak
winless
because they had
winless.
the Ranger tie, so they got a point.
Who did they lose
in
to
there.
before the Rangers?
Why
Why is my brain is blanking?
You're gonna make me go. Keep talking, and I'll look it up.
All right, you look it up. So, anyways, they go into that Tampa Bay game, and it felt like when they went down 3-1, it felt like, oh boy, you know what? And we've talked about this at nauseum. Boston, there you go. Damn Boston.
Boston Rangers in that back-to-back, and then Florida.
So they started going down that kind of spiral. This was one of those things that this team a couple of years ago, even last year, they would have been.
What?
They would have kept on spiraling out.
Yes, they would have kept. I mean, I don't know if we want to consider like a 3-game.
No. That's the start. That's the start. No, that's the start of the spiral. It's got to start somewhere.
But my point is, spiral's a little more. I think I'm going to call that a streak before it was spiral. A spiral would be like I give like at least 5 games. That's a spiral.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But they go into this game. They're down 3-1. Mackenzie Blackwood makes some of the nicest saves that I've seen in a very long time.
Saves.
That 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
That, oh my God, that 2-0. But there's a lot of great things that came out of that game. Number one, Sharon Govich getting off the Schneid.
Kalorn that was there on the taking the shot, I think.
It was Kalorn.
I think it was him on the taking the shot in the 2-0. Yeah.
That poor guy's having
off the glove, off the post.
About him.
Mm-hmm.
So Sharon Govich getting 2 goals. That's huge. There's something to happen. Holtz basically led to that first goal. So he kind of caught, he PK wrapped the puck around. Holtz basically didn't play the puck correctly in a sense, right? And then it led to the first goal. Instead of the coaching staff looking at that line and just basically saying, well, you guys, you still don't got it. And Holtz, you're a 2-game healthy scratch. Apparently, you didn't learn anything. They put him back out there and they reward the coaching staff with a goal. And that was Holtz's play going into that corner and digging out the puck. And then with a nice pass over to Sharon Govich. And Sharon Govich, he's been close a couple of games, but you could see the relief on his face when he scored that goal. It wasn't just hey, I scored a goal. It was like, it felt like you could feel the weight of the world. And then he started playing like a different player the rest of the game. And you're going to start to see that snapshot of his a lot more of these quick decisions, these quick turnaround shots that, I feel like his confidence is going to start coming back into it. But there was a lot
maybe he needs to be
really,
in the center.
Really good things. Maybe he does.
Maybe just like we found Zaka is much better on the wing. Maybe Sharon Govich belongs in the center. Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
So we'll see. But getting him going is a huge thing. You're going to want to see that because he's the last one, I think, of the group that we've really been waiting for them to kick it into gear kind of deal, Yeah. So seeing that was very, very what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the damn word I'm looking for. Exciting. I'll just go with exciting because that's what we've been waiting for.
Encouraging.
Encouraging. What? Encouraging. There you go. Yes. Yeah. Yes. It was very encouraging to see that because he really was. He was the last one we're kind of waiting for there to have that game where it's like, oh, big noticeable game, big kind of like breakout game there. Cool. And Sharon Govich, we know, he had that shot last year where he was rifling it in there. And sometimes people get, younger players sometimes can get streaky in that sort of sense in the bad way. And you got to snap that. And boy, he did with a couple snap shots, kind of little fadeaways there that he had. And he just ripped them. And that's nice. That's what you want to see. And that confidence, it'll just keep coming for him. He got an assist as well. So it was a 3-point game for him, which is very nice to see.
Yeah. All right. So Sharon Govich gets going. Wow, the Devils don't play until Wednesday. How about that?
Wednesday against the old mini Wild.
I'll be there at that game. There's going to be
All
a large contingency of people at that game. So
you think there'll be a large contingency of people at the game?
That I know of. That I know personally.
Oh, that you know. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, there's
All
just
right.
going to be a large amount of people. Well, that's weird.
I was just wondering how you came to that deduction there. I was just curious. Okay.
It's been a long day. I was outside all day.
Teaching America's youth.
Yes. I don't teach them how to speak. I just teach them how to paint.
That's true. That's true.
So anyways,
that's not my responsibility, okay?
Yeah. The kids start asking me how to spell things. I'm like, I don't know how to spell. What do you get out of here? Go to your English teacher. That's a
Give me
statement.
a D.
Yeah.
Give me an E.
They're like, I didn't ask you to spell that. Stop doing that every day. I do have in my classroom, I do have like a shrine to the devils behind my desk.
Hey, you with the Rangers shirt. Why don't you come up here? I think we're gonna try it again. All right.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because kids come into I'm like, you can't wear that shirt. You can't wear a Ranger shirt in my classroom. But anyways, listen, hey, well, they have some time off. Now, I was looking at something last night that I don't know if you know the timetable for this, but Jack Hughes, I want to say that 5 week, I know they pushed it out another couple of weeks when he initially said like 1 to 2 or something like that. And then they were like, nah, maybe 5 to 8. I know you probably haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. I don't think most people have heard anything, what's going on. With Jack, when he does come back, they're gonna kind of, basically baby step him into the lineup. They're not going to bring him to the AHL. And that's another thing that we need to talk about is the Utes down there in Utica, or up there in Utica, and what they're doing up there, breaking all sorts of records and setting up the history. Oh my goodness, look at them. But
the Comets are amazing. What are they, 13-0 now?
13-0.
13-0. Set the record at 12-0. That's our future.
Jack Hughes comes back.
We're never going to lose a game.
Jack Hughes comes back. What happens to the lines? What happens to the lines?
They get even better.
Well,
no. Better. Jack Hughes is
I get
back.
that, but I was thinking about it last night when I was watching the game. The whole time I'm sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, when Hughes comes back, obviously you do not touch the Mercer line. That line's set. And that goal that Mercer scored, can we officially? I don't understand like all the
Paz Vasilevsky, dude, where he pulled it back and just tucked it in.
He
that was
beats
nasty.
McDonough.
I thought he was going behind the net,
dude. He beats McDonough. Everybody did. Vasilevsky did. McDonough did. Everybody, the entire arena.
Cameraman.
Everybody. The cameraman. Everybody. Dude, that kid is the real deal. And I know we say it, but he does things every game where you're like, we got something special. We have something. You know how Devil fans always complain.
A style of profiling on one of his goals, like a little like
sweet,
a little Ric Flair, woo, like one of those goals.
But you don't touch that line, and we'll talk a little bit more about Mercer too. But that line stays as is. Right. You want to try to keep I guess you could slot him back in with Kuokkanen and Sharon Govich. But if Sharon Govich, what if we crack the code with him where now he's playing his best hockey at center?
I would think you do that and send Holtz back down, because Holtz obviously he seems a little overwhelmed right now. It's not like he's just lighting everything up. I think you send it back down to the AHL team and let him get that playing time. And then later on in the season, or if another unfortunate injury comes along, then you can call him up. But I think to get him like top line minutes, you probably send him back down when Jack comes back, and then put Jack in that spot with Kuokkanen and Sharon Govich. Keep Tatar up on the top with or that'll probably maybe turn into the second line with Nico and Zaka, and then you got Bratt, Mercer, and Janssen, and then VC, McLeod, and I don't know, Jesper Boquist. Fabian Zetterlund. I heard it was Fabian, not
dude,
Fabian.
Fabian's got the squarest jaw that I've ever seen in my entire life. That dude was in an interview the other day, and I was like, that is the most square jaw I have ever seen. But anyways, yeah, if he stays up,
I mean, they seem to be seeing what some of these guys have, like Studenich, who was the Gautier, for a while was getting their shots in the beginning. Mason Gearston is kind of versatile. He can play defense or offense, so nice to have him kind of back there on kind of an extra on both sides of the ice, just in case, But that VC McLeod connection right there has been hot. I mean, VC burning it down. He took the Hail Mary from PK, right? Wasn't that him that went right down with the backhand? Was that Jimmy VC or was that someone
VC.
else? That was VC, right? The big one.
And now,
oh man,
dude,
he's using that speed. He's using that speed. Him and McLeod, your boy.
I feel like McLeod was so close to scoring that game. He hit the post on a beautiful play. I feel like he's close. That fourth line, VZ to me is just like one of those dudes that he understands his role in the team. He's taking advantage of it. He's got 4 goals already this year, which isn't bad. And last night shows you like he still has what everybody was, going after him for. When the Rangers were pursuing him, they were pursuing him for a reason. And, the whole like bringing him to New York and stuff like that, he has skill. And you see it in that play, like that goal he scored, he didn't just put it on his backhand and scored. He fakes his shot, gets Vasilevsky out of position, and then when he puts it onto his backhand, he doesn't just like put it in. He put it like up in the top corner of the net. That was such a beautiful goal. But like even better was the setup pass by Subban. Subban, if you watch it, put that thing dead straight down, right down the middle. And it was like timed perfectly because VZ came across and connected with the pass. That whole play from setup from Subban to VZ scoring that goal was absolutely beautiful. And that was the whole game, that third period. It just seemed like the Mercer goal, that goal, even Sharangovic's second goal.
Yep.
Like they were all well, Sharangovic's second goal, that seeing eye goal, just kind of like turning around and whipping at the goal. But that's what you do. You never know what's going to happen if you put it on net.
And our boy here on Facebook Live, Nate, is pointing it out. And yeah, we have noticed it. We've been talking about it for the whole season so far. PK Subban, we said, is not going to be playing those top line minutes like he has been the past couple years. He's going to be down in a third pairing where he can take advantage of the situation, where his speed can be good. We've seen him throwing his body around, and PK's not like some big tough guy. We've seen him deliver some really crushing checks though this year, and the passes, he's taking advantage of playing against the other team's bottom 6 most of the time. Because Graves and Hamilton, we see them diving and going all over. PK just can't. He's a little bit older now. Can't do that. Down in this third pairing with Siegenthaler, and I think that is a big thing that not very many people have noticed has kind of gone under the radar, is the play of Siegenthaler has gotten a lot more consistent. I know that was the problem with him in Washington. Even when he came over here to New Jersey, the few flashes that we saw of him, it was inconsistent. This year, his play has gotten really good. He's been able to put pucks towards the net as well, get it out of the zone, which is always important. Hasn't taken too many costly penalties. And, if you could be that rock like that, you can let PK go and create some offensive magic. And he's done it. He looked bad. We all talked about it. Those first 8-9 games, he looked bad. But then, sometimes it happens with a veteran where it takes a little while. It's a long season like that for them to get into that midseason form. And, PK's looking a lot better now.
Yeah.
Power play.
And I tell you, I wouldn't want to tinker with this team too much, especially if you get close to the trade deadline. But eventually, you have to evaluate what you're going to do with PK, and you have to see if he's going to be coming back next year or the year after. Because if you get to the trade deadline, he's playing the way he's playing right now. If he continues on this line where he's playing like pretty well, you could get something.
We get a lot for him. This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted, man. Like, we want PK like performing, and he should, like we just talked about, being able to play, most of his minutes against the bottom 6 of the other team should be an advantage for PK Subban.
Yeah,
and it has been. He's been making plays. It took him a little time to get into gear, but now he has, and he's looking really good. And again, Siegenthaler is solid right there next to him.
Yeah, and
it's been good. It's been good.
I need to see a little bit more of what's going on up in Utica to see if Riley Walsh is a viable step in for him, or who. No. I'm just throwing a name. I'm not saying like I know he is. I'm just saying a name, but like, who is next in line to see if we did get to the point where we could trade away PK? Who could?
If we trade away that role? I would think, like, if they trade him away like that, I think Ball or Hoyt-Uker is going to come up. Maybe Walsh, but I feel like from what I've heard, he's good, but he still needs a little bit more seasoning. I could be wrong because I've only really seen like most of the highlights and stuff like that from the Utica Comet games. I haven't really watched a full game like that for them. But, and maybe they won't because Hoyt-Uker has been playing and Ball have been playing such big minutes. Maybe they just keep him down there. But I feel like when one of them is traded, when PK is eventually traded, I think that, you'll see one of those guys come up because there'll be a permanent open position. Maybe if someone gets hurt, they bring up Riley Walsh just to see what he can do on the offensive side of things. But that would be my guess, but I could be wrong because, I'm usually wrong. That's how it usually goes. That's why I'm not a GM. I'm a fan here with you.
Here with me, another fan who sometimes we say things we don't know what they mean. But here's a good question over on.
By the way, we're second in the wild card. I just noticed that.
Hey, over in the
19
YouTube
points.
Chat. Do you think this is from Brandon? He says, do you think Mac Black could win the Vezina in 2 to 3 years if he could stay healthy? Now, this is something that I wish Short Sky was on to answer this question, because winning the Vezina is it's not that easy, as we all are pretty aware. But I feel like if Mac Black, the game that you saw last night is the tale of his career. He could look really, really good, or he could look really pedestrian. That goal that he let up against Hedman, he could have had and he should have had. Then you fast forward into the rest of that game, and he's playing lights out like, my God, where did this dude come from?
Even the first goal, too. The first goal was,
So you need to see consistency from him. He needs to stay healthy. He needs to have an entire year under his belt where he's not having any interruptions into his year. I don't think he's played a full, maybe I don't even know what NHL goalies start now. It's not like the old days where Marty would start like 72 games out of the 82-game schedule.
No, he hasn't played like a full season
40 to 50 games or whatever a number one is supposed to start these days, or maybe more 60 games or whatever they're supposed to start.
I'll tell you what, though, Brandon, what's going to help him out? Go watch the Utica Comets and that defense that we were just talking about. Ty Smith is going to be a couple years older. Ryan Graves, Dougie Hamilton, Kevin Ball, Muhammad Doolin, Hoyt-Uker, Riley Walsh. So maybe he does, in the sense that our defense looks like it's going to be really good. Now, we know not every prospect is going to turn out to be, a number one, but I like the idea. I don't know if anyone's picked up on it. I know the broadcasts have been talking about it on the TV and the radio. There are a lot of first-round picks in our lineup, and that's always a good thing. There's a reason why they were, scouted that high. It's just because they have the raw talent. We know sometimes it takes too much, or some players can't put it together. We saw like Nikita Gusev, We saw the raw talent there. He could just never put it together at that NHL level. That's the most elite level in the world. We know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a lot of those first round picks in the lineup, and that's always a good sign. So we'll see with Mackenzie Blackwood, but it may be that our defense is helping him out to that Vezina sometime very soon, or maybe it's Nico Dawes. Who knows?
And that's the other thing I was going to say too, is if you look at Schmidt and Dawes down in the AHL, they're doing good, playing damn. Listen, you start the year 13-0 for a reason. They are playing great hockey up in Utica. The crowds have been awesome up in Utica. I really want to talk to Sam and figure out if we could do a little road trip, maybe find a weekend game up there that we could do a live podcast up there, because I think that would be an awesome experience. But looking at the Utica Comets, okay. So how do I say this without? Oh, in March, he said. You got to when in March, Sam? You're gonna text me. You look at the Utica Comets, and there's a few things, and it's in the big club too. It's with the Devils too. The way the team is reacting when they score a goal, the way the team is supporting each other, they look like they're more cohesive. They look like they're having fun. They look like, you know what I mean? Like when Taylor Hall was here, like, yeah, the guys would get like excited if somebody scored, but there's just a different level of like excitement when the team is scoring. And there's a different level of like, of feeling on the ice. It just feels so different. It feels like they're more of a team now than they've been in a while. And then
we've watched them grow up.
Well, yeah. Then you watch the Utica games, and it's like, okay, when they're playing in Binghamton, and the place was half empty, and they weren't playing well. It didn't seem like it was a good thing. But then you see what's going on in Utica, and you watch the highlights. They're having fun, man. Yeah, it helps that you're 13-0. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like that is a huge reason why the team's having fun. But they're having fun. They're celebrating. They're having a great time. The crowds are amazing. Like I have to tell you, like I've been so impressed from the first day that they, said that Utica was going to be the Devils AHL affiliate again. And everything that kind of like happened, how they like turned it over. I was watching it all unfold on social media. Just the way that they've handled everything, the way that the broadcast is, the way that the fans have reacted. It has been absolutely incredible. And you know what is cool? It's like, because they basically, Utica rolled out the red carpet for the Devils, and they're like, all right, come on, let's go and do this. And it looks like the team is rewarding them for, taking this chance. So it's been fun to watch, but it's just, you're right. The future is so bright. The defense, if everything falls into place, if everybody kind of plays up to their potential, up to their hype, Kevin Ball looks like an absolute monster. Could you imagine having him, and then you have Graves and you have Hamilton? You have 3 defensemen that are over 6'4". That's insane. Absolutely insane.
No, it's looking good. If you can go and watch some of that Utica Comets, because like Beer Baron was just saying, it's a fun watch. The crowd is really into it. It's kind of an more intimate experience watching the minor league hockey like that. But it's a lot of fun. And Nico Dawes, Nikita Ahoyuk, Kevin Ball, Michael Vukojevic, Riley Walsh, Nolan Foote, Chase Stillman, Graham Clark, Arnie Talavidi, Nathan Shar, Chase DeLeo. Who else we got here? Oh, Studenic went back down. I mean, their roster is stocked, and Holtz will probably be back down there soon once Hughes comes back. So check these games out. They're lighting them up. If you at least see the highlights. Check out the highlights. Follow them on your social media, because they're really good. They post a lot of stuff on there, and they like to say hello to the Let's Go Devils podcast as well. So we love the Utica Comets.
We love the U.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Go
they
ahead.
troll people like crazy, and it's hilarious. A couple weeks ago, they were trolling Cole Caulfield, and Cole Caulfield's dad got all mad. He was like, "They're bullying my kid," and it's like, "Oh my god!" Like, let's pump the brakes there, Mr. Caulfield. But anyways, something that I wanted to bring up that I thought was a little interesting. Now you are a disbeliever, and I am a believer.
Oh yeah, I'm a disbeliever.
The leaked image of that third alternate jersey. Now, there's a few things I wanted to explain. Number one, people are like, well, it doesn't make sense that the stripes on the jerseys are black and white. But I believe that's paying homage to the Newark Bulldogs, a team that existed in New Jersey a long time before the New Jersey Devils did, because their jerseys had very similar stripes on his sleeves, and their colors were black and white. The second thing is, you said that the image looked like it was photoshopped, and I disagree. You go into that, and working with those programs and all that kind of stuff very intensely in my career, I can tell you that there's a few telltale marks that I look for. It didn't look like it was photoshopped. I don't know if I like these alternate jerseys, and I don't know if I hate them. But we finally got a black jersey. It just doesn't seem like the one that we wanted. So what are your thoughts? If that is the real jersey, what is your thought?
If that's the real jersey, then that's terrible. I mean, that's just a horrible, horrible jersey. It looks like the Blackhawks jersey from a couple of years ago. That's what I think it is. It looks like the Blackhawks jersey with jersey photoshopped across the center. And even at the bottom, it looks like they just kind of photoshopped the other stripes out as well. I don't know. I didn't think it was real. If it is real, like, once again, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. The NHL has been way off on a lot of these things. So, you know, it would be nice. Yeah, but I can't see how, like, one of the best logos in sports you would leave off the jersey. Like, literally just do this. Like, take our jersey and, like, or take the jersey from last year and make the green black. Like, it's not hard, guys. Or make the red black and the green red, and you're done. You're done. It's not difficult. Don't know why you have to take the retro jersey from last year. Just change all the green to black, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. So, and you're done. That's all you gotta do. That's it.
Or take the current jersey and flip the black and the red. That'd be kind of cool with a red shoulder. And instead of, you know what I mean?
Sure.
That'd be cool.
But just don't do like the Yankees Mets script right, across the
I hate it.
It's just,
it looks great sometimes. And it looks like dog crap other times. And I'm not keen on who knows, when they're out there, it could look cooler, but it's just like, how do you not have, like you said, how do you not have the logo anywhere on a jersey?
how's there no red?
I think it's a huge miss. There's no red. There's not even green in it. If you're going to go to a black jersey, like the Tampa Bay jerseys last night looked cool. Or in the last night, 2 nights ago, last night, whenever it was. Those jerseys look cool. Those blacked out jerseys look cool. Why can't we just do that? Just a straight up, like I have a Patrick Elias, like Reebok. When the hell was that? It was like 10 years ago at this point. Who knows? Maybe even longer. I've had this jersey for. I have an Elias jersey that with the blacked out logo, and it has like red right around the edge of around the logo and around like just the outside of it. The number, everything is blacked out in the jersey. It looks so freaking slick and clean. Now, in reality, that's a cool jersey to walk around. In reality, on TV, it wouldn't really play that well because the black on the logo, there's not enough difference to be able to tell, like, where you could be able to see the logo. So, realistically, you wouldn't want to do that on TV. But you could have a blacked out jersey with just that red logo in the middle. Like the whole ring around it could be blacked out, but you could have like just that NJ in red.
It's very easy, but I'm sure they'll screw it up. I mean,
I'm sure.
Did you see the offsides penalty call from the other day? Like somehow, for every other team, if both skates, are in the zone out the puck, it's offsides. But when the Devils play, if you skate backwards, it's okay to be in the zone without the puck, and that's cool, no problem. So it really doesn't surprise me, one bit really. But I hope to hell really do that. I hope that's not, even if they do with that scheme of the stripes, please put some red and green in the middle somewhere or something like that. Put the Devils logo on the middle. If you want to do that jersey script right, put it up on the shoulder or something like that. Don't put it in the center. Put the Devils logo there. I don't know.
Bad news, buddy. Bad news. I think that is the alternate jersey.
It looked photoshopped to me. I mean, I swear they're going to sell right across.
They're going to sell a few. They're going to sell a few to the people that are I would almost buy one just to have it, but it's just, how do you screw that up? Devils fans have been pounding the table for years. When Lou was around, we knew it was never going to happen. We knew we were never going to get an alternate jersey. And then they got the throwbacks and we're like, whoa, Lou, whoa. And he's like, I'll give you a taste. I will give you a taste and you'll be happy. And we're like, we are. Don't hit us anymore. And that was great. And those throwback jerseys are great. And I love them. I really do.
I have one hanging right here behind me.
Yeah, I love those throwback jerseys.
They're so nice. I mean, this is all you need. Just change. It kind of looks black. Just flip the black. This is actually green, but just flip this. Flip these. Not that hard.
That's all you gotta do. Well, I mean, that's that. But hey, listen, whatever. You know what? As long as they win, I don't care. They could be wearing bright pink jerseys for all I care, as long as they win. And right now, this team
they are winning,
finding ways,
which is what I like. They are looking very nice in that sense. And obviously, I was joking around before. They are, second in the wild card right now. But you look, and the team has only played 16 games. Which is not as many as whereas everyone else is sitting a little bit higher there. I think the Red Wings right behind them are at 20 standings. Here we go. Phillies at 16 as well. Rangers at 18. The Caps are at 18. The Canes are at 16, but Tampa Bay 17. Toronto 19. Florida 18. Boston and the BJs have only played 15. But Pittsburgh, how did the Islanders only play 14 games? That can't be right. Wow,
because they had right now. Because the Islanders
and the Canadians have played 20. Jeez. So, Devils have actually been on the lower side here of games played, and we know they have a couple days off until Wednesday as well. So, 8-5-3 is not a bad place to be right now for this team. And the way we have played and the way we've shown growth already over this season, I like where we are, and I'm excited for where we're heading. I remember when we talked at the beginning of the season, should you be excited for this team? Games like the Tampa Bay game is why you should be excited for this team, because now it's a possibility. It's a possibility every night that you tune into the Devils. You can get something like that. We wanted to get it to eventually. We want to get to the point where we know, but right now they are learning how to win, and it's a lot of fun to watch them in their beautiful normal red jerseys.
Yeah, and you know what though? We said earlier in the year that 10-game mark was going to be where we could start to tell the difference between if this team is for real or not. They're for real, and it helps having Dougie Hamilton, and it helps having, Ryan Graves, but it also helps, like I said before, Jonathan that question Bernier. About Jonathan Bernier, yeah, but it also helps having Mackenzie Blackwood healthy and playing. And you could see what happens. Like, he didn't let that game get away from him. He could easily. And we watched games where we're like, oh, you let up those 2 goals in that second, down 3-1, and that snowballs into like a 4-1, 5-1. All right, cool, 5-2, 5-3, whatever. But this team, like, they don't give up. They keep playing. Dawson Mercer, man. Oof. When are they going to start taking this kid around? They need to start taking that kid seriously for the Calder, because like you read.
Oh, there's already talks about it. You watch NHL Network at all? Come on, our boy Dano and Rupper are over there talking about Dawson Mercer all the. By the way, in the summertime, we're gonna go to Dawson's Creek in Mercer County and have a live podcast from there.
Heck yeah, that sounds like a great idea. You think Joey will be there? Yeah, dude, he looks like he's a real deal. I wonder what the season would be like if Jack didn't get hurt. Like so far, you know,
he's gonna be
because
back.
I know, but you see
exactly.
so many.
Look where we are without Jack Hughes. We're 8-5-3 without Jackie Boy, our biggest offensive threat.
Yeah.
Ayo. All right, when he comes back,
man.
you saw him. What did we get to see him for? 4 periods, 5 periods.
4.
He had 3 points in 4 periods, and he looked like he was just shot out of a cannon the entire time out there. Like, teams were afraid of. They were just backing off, and he was skating circles around and just, all right, I'm going to go here, you know. And like, when we get that back, whew,
I just hope he comes back.
I
hope he comes back and he's not timid. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I hope
he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Just, you know,
and Damon Severson, keep hearing the calls. Luke. Luke Hughes is coming for your job, Damon Severson. Luke. We got to keep those calls going so he keeps playing well, so he knows he's up.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what, Luke Hughes has been lighting it up and playing his.
Oh yeah,
his. You see that hit that he had in that Notre Dame game, where I think that's Brian Ralston's kid.
I get the old Big Ten network over here, and they play a lot of those the Michigan games. I catch him on the replay just to see what he does. Like he looks good.
I'm pretty sure that was Brian Ralston's kid that he sent through the boards.
That he told?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Homework assignment for everybody. Okay, Utica Comets, Michigan Wolverines. Go start watching. A lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, God, and the Michigan Wolverines, like, dude,
do you hear that, Damon?
Here he comes. It's gonna be like it's like the bedtime story. The bedtime story for Damon Severson. Like, whoever's with him had got the flashlight under their face, and they heard a sound coming down the hall, and it was Luke Hughes.
It was Luke. When you were going for your big contract, and then Luke came and snatched everything away.
It made you expendable.
It made you.
You thought you were secure, but not anymore.
You knew Sam Wu wanted to leave you exposed in the expansion draft, Luke. Oh, man. David Severson's going to punch us in the face when he sees us.
Yeah, probably. Or he might say, you guys are right. I've been afraid of this the whole time. I have to say
about Luke, that's probably true for him. I mean, Luke is coming, so, you know.
Yeah, get your stuff together. Or get your bags packed. One thing I did notice about the game, about the Tampa Bay game, is unfortunately our boy there, Ty Smith, was not having that good of a game. Had a couple, excuse me, I get the hiccups. A couple big turnovers, and I don't know. Sometimes Ty looks great. Sometimes Ty, you could still, you know, he's a young defenseman. He's still finding his way. But the good news is like we don't have to see. This is where last year was different because you would see Ty Smith have a rough game and he'd be like, oh, damn, well, we got to keep him out there. You got to keep putting him out there. But now you have the luxury of saying like, all right, dude, You don't need the big time minutes. Like, we got the guys that can handle that kind of stuff. Like, we're going to put, Dougie and Gravy out there and let them take care of it for you. So even when he struggled last night,
he's got to grow that mustache back there.
He does. That's
what I think. That's swag.
The Adams mustache. What the heck is his name? What is his name?
Adams family. Gomez.
Yeah, what is this? Gomez. There you go. Gomez Adams.
Gomez Adams. Yeah. He needs that mustache. He needs that mustache back. That's what he needs. Yeah.
I think he needs his
swagger.
He's probably having a bad game because his housemate is probably keeping him up all night playing NHL 98 or 98. What the hell would he be playing NHL 98? Jesus, it's been a long day, man. It's been a long day. I'm exhausted.
I can tell. You're going back to 1998 over here on us. All right. Was that PlayStation or was that Sega Genesis?
Actually, it was that was Genesis, baby.
Genesis,
but
or
no,
Nintendo 64. Genesis.
The old 64.
Okay.
Yeah. Lou. Lou. You hear chains rattling.
Yeah.
What's that sound? It's Lou. Damien goes running down the hall.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's like a bad episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. This team is in a really good spot right now. I feel like they've played some tough teams. They've had some good challenges. And I think they've had really good, you've seen them learn and adapt and make changes, game to game. Yeah. And we've had a couple stinkers here and there, but the Devils have really bounced back. And like you were talking about, in the very beginning, I can't say that I've seen them spiral yet. Yes, we had a little winless streak here, 0-2-1. I'm not going to consider that like an out of control spiral type of situation right there. I think they came back. They played hard. It could have looked real bad if they lost to Tampa Bay as well. But this was a team that, has some leadership, recognized it, and, they brought that team back. Nico had a great game. Dawson Mercer had a great game. He is a difference maker or a game changer, whatever you want to call him. Like, he might be the steal of that draft from a couple years ago or 2 years. No, when the hell was that? 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, yeah. It's funny. It's like, and I hope so, because the Devils fans always can, complain. You look at Zaka and they're like, we could have had Barzell. We could have had this guy, even Nico. We could have had Cal McCarr, or we could have had this guy or that guy. It's like, yeah, in hindsight, man, but it's nice to finally to get one of those. Let's hope Dawson Mercer continues to grow and continues to just be the player that he is. He plays such a well-developed game. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't look like a kid out there trying to figure it out. He doesn't look like a kid that's going out there like willy-nilly, just, I'm going to play pond hockey and hope for the best. He has smart hockey IQ. And you go into the games and you watch what he does, and it's not just like him scoring goals. It's like defensively, offensively, the way he's just finding people. It's some of the passes that he's making that are just like these blind tape to tape passes that are just completely just blow your mind that this kid is only 20 years old. And honestly, like if he could continue this trajectory that he's on, and we found a diamond in a rough, that's great. And that takes some pressure off of Holtz, because then Holtz doesn't have to be this like, oh, he was the 7th overall pick. Like you said before, let him go back to the AHL and figure it out. Let him get into that top line there,
fine.
Get the big time minutes, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be just fine. There's no rush for him this season. There's no rush whatsoever. Just like all those other guys, because I mean, look at the way we're playing now. 16 games in. Come on. If I told you 8-5-2, 8-5-3, or is it 8-5-2? What did I just say? 8-5-3?
8-5-3.
8-5-3. I would take that. Are you kidding me? In our division?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
8-5-3. Dano said in the game last night, he goes, 8-5-3 sounds so much better than 7-6-3. I was like, you're right.
Sounds a lot better than 5-8-3.
Yeah. Oh God. How many games did it take us to get to 8 wins last year? Was it like 30?
Yeah, it was a while. It was a while. Yeah, it was a while. One COVID pandemic, one Captain Puck to the face. It was a while. Yeah, we had a lot going on there last year that wasn't too much fun. But this year has been a lot of fun so far, I think you could just expect more with the defense shoring up, with Hamilton, with Graves. You know, last year they were never able to get out of the zone. We've seen a couple bad clears and, bad passes across the middle. Ty Smith, that one game in overtime with L.A., where he should have played it up the boards. But they've been getting the puck out of the zone. The penalty kill's been a lot better. The power play has been putting some home. That was a big thing, too, in those first 10 games, those special teams. And they just weren't having those outlet passes. I mean, now they're connecting on things, like it's not – well, are we going to be on tonight or are we going to be off tonight? It's more like, all right, we're on with this stuff for the majority of the time, which is good because the past couple seasons, those passes weren't crisp. They weren't tape to tape. And when that happens, we saw the numbers with the amount of giveaways that the Devils had. When we're doing Devils After Dark going over for it, going over the stats and everything. Last year, we used to see so many giveaways from the team. Like it's just ridiculous. This year, they cut down on it, and then you couple that in with the hard forechecking work of a Dawson Mercer, of, Nico Hischier, if you look at his takeaway stats, Mikey McLeod as well. They've been Jimmy Vesey. These guys are tough to play against down the boards. And you know what, dude? Because I know we're coming up to the end over here. I have a feeling we're going to see a Nico gloves dropping soon, because he's been getting hit up high and everything like that. And I've seen that anger in his face when he's getting plowed like that. And I've seen him go back on a couple guys. I'm all for it because
he's got military training. He got military training.
Baby. I just see it because teams are going after him. And I saw Ryan Graves protect him the other night when Corey Perry went up high on him. And I just think teams have been trying to hit Nico like that. He's in front of the net a lot, so he's going to take a beating. But even after that, I just have this feeling we're going to see him, drop the gloves sometime soon.
And hopefully so, because you know what? I would like to see that feistiness for him. But what really makes me upset is when people are like, they look at the score sheet and they're like, well, Nico hasn't scored. This one, you have to look at their overall game. Are they hurting or are they helping the team? And that's what's important.
Nico's the numbers are starting to get there.
A W is a W, and that's what you need. Is you need everybody. Yeah, it'd be great if he was scoring. It'd be great if everybody on the team.
Putting up assists.
McLeod.
He's putting up assist numbers. That's starting to pile up. We need those goals to get in there a little bit more from Nico, and we know that, and he knows that. But he's not going to stop. He's still in front of the net. He's still tipping pucks. He's still crashing. He's still making plays. Nico has every game some of the best chances on the team.
Agreed.
And it's nice to see Jesper Bratt as well on that line with Dawson Mercer. Wow, the speed between him, Mercer, and Janssen, it's phenomenal. And just to watch it and take advantage of it.
Speaking of feisty Janssen, man. That dude is a feisty some gun. And I love what happened. I think it was against McDonough where McDonough and him were battling in front of the net. And McDonough
basically threw the stick.
Where he threw McDonough's stick. And then McDonough pushed him and he basically stood up and was like, what do you got in his face. I like that dude. I take everything bad I said about him last week. I take it back. But I'm going to go into our final thoughts here, buddy. Well, go ahead. You were going to say something?
No, go ahead.
I just want to say for my final thought of the day, the U, baby. The Utica Comets, congratulations on making AHL history. It has been such a pleasure watching them on social media. Their Twitter game is on fire. If you don't know about it, get on it. They are so much fun to watch. It's been fun to like just witness everything that's going on there. I really, really hope I can find a way to get up to Utica this year to watch the game in person, because it looks like it is a blast. And I hope they keep it going. 13 games, make it 14 next one, and just keep it rolling, boys.
Yeah. It's really great to see them, like we said, try to follow some Utica Comets, try to find some Michigan Wolverines for Luke.
Somewhere Damon Severson's hair is standing on the back of his neck. He's like, oh.
He's just like, it's crazy. So want to thank everybody on Facebook Live, on Twitter Live, on YouTube Live for hanging out with us here on Sunday night. Big show. We're going to have Game Day Live again on Wednesday. Minnesota is coming to the Rock. The Wild will be here. Oh, yeah, minus Zach. No more Zach Parise over there. So someone on Minnesota has to have played. There'll probably be an ex-player, ex-Devil on there somewhere. So we'll say hello to an old friend. And then Sam and Vinny will be along for Game Day Live after the game. Devils After Dark, of course. And we're always looking for your feedback. Thanks once again to everybody who came out down there in Florida at the old Cocoa Beach Sandbar. A big shout to our boy Andrew. Thank you for all the hospitality. Then again to the Tampa Bay Lightning for having us there. Letting the enforcer of the Let's Go Devils podcast, Ken Danigo, come in and hang out under the nice tent there in the rain. We still made it happen though. But all the Devils fans that were showing up, thank you for listening and coming out and supporting this team that we all love, the New Jersey Hockey Devils. And let's all pray that I'm correct and that is a Photoshop on that friggin' jersey. But anyway, that's my final thought. Hope for the Photoshop. Beer Baron, anything else?
That's it, brother. Let's go Devils.
All right. Let's go Devils. Until next time. Oh, yeah, we said the final line already. Let's go Devils.
Oh, yeah. And let's go Devils.
Let's go Devils.